Alright, boys and girls, well, it's springtime. It means more truck vids. I know a lot of you are going to be happy about that. The one, I'm kind of curious to see what you guys think. You don't have to respond, but I'd really only prefer you to respond if you have direct experience with these, unless you just want to let me know that that's your opinion of what I should do. Went to get a second pair of wheels so that I can keep a standard winter set and run a summer set. The prepper side of my brain also knows that allows me to carry, have more spares on hand, backups, etc. with the same tire. So I jumped on 4-wheel parts and basically put in my bolt pattern, put in the size of the wheel I was looking for, the width that I'd prefer, and basically just went to cheapest. Well, these guys pulled up and they were listed as $50 a piece, which is cheaper than just the black super cheap steel ones. And I would prefer steel, and I'll get to that in a second. But when you added them to the shopping cart, they came up as $216. And so I was kind of curious about that. So I called and I was like, hey, you guys have these. They list as $50. When I try to actually purchase them, it tells me that they're $216 a piece. And so he went to his manager and he said, well, sir, he's like, that's what the website says. It says $50, so we will honor that. So cheaper than I could get the cheap black wheels, I got this very nice aluminum version that they have for cheaper than I could get the cheap steel ones. So that was lucky in a couple different ways. But as you can see, they are ridiculously polished and shiny. Not something I need or care for on my rigs. So I'm going to have them powder coated and or hydrographic. There are 2 places in town that can do it. I don't have access to a whole lot of places, so it's hard for me to shop around. I called the 2 places that I knew were around here locally in Central Oregon, and basically just wondering what you guys think. Now the hydrographic is pretty cool. You can get some neat sort of camouflage and ghost skulls and all sorts of stuff. Not sure what pattern I would pick, but I was curious what your experience is, if anyone's had anything that's been hydrographic that's gone through work. Maybe you put it on a firearm that you use on a regular basis or something like that. I'm curious about their durability. Now, I realize they clear coat the graphics. If you guys don't know what hydrographic is, just Google it. You're on the internet right now, so don't ask me questions about what it is. But for those that you have experience, especially maybe on wheels, because I know a lot of other people are going to that, my issue is it's about $100 a wheel, which is $400 for the set of 4. Which still only makes my $150 per wheel, which is still cheaper than these were originally. So I could get something of the color that I wanted. The powder coating is about half that. It's going to be $200 for the set, $50 a wheel. That makes these $100 a wheel. They are a extremely strong wheel. The reason I always preferred steel is because everyone told me that you can just bend those back if you get into some issues in the back wilderness. Well, I had that happen once. If you guys go look at my, well, I'll put a link up here. It's the Reader Pit. It was old, long time ago. I had issues with my hubs. I was basically doing this 4-wheel drive trail and 2-wheel drive, which is why I was having so much trouble at the beginning. But I ran up this hill at a pretty good clip. My truck fell into the rut and slammed into a root ball, and it went, because I was running low pressure, the root ball crushed the side tire and bent in my lip. Well, we did sort of try to hammer it back. I had a spare, so we just threw the spare on. But when I got home, I tried to test that theory and tried to hammer it back, and it never held air. It did for a little bit, but even the guy at the tire shop said, it's just not something that you can run with. So I don't know that steel versus aluminum argument that it's trail repairable is super valid. It just wasn't in my case, so maybe you guys have other experiences. I think certainly just being prepared with a spare is better than trying to hammer out a wheel in the wilderness. So that's what I'm looking for, is see what you think about powder coating. It's definitely cheaper. I can probably get it in a color that matches the tan. I'm curious what you think, if I should keep it probably a matte black is what I was thinking, or I could probably go a tan to offset it. That's really not. That's just a cosmetic issue. But I'm more curious to see the hydrographics is a cooler process. You know, I could put like a tree camo pattern on here without going like super redneck. Um, but I don't know about the durability. So let me know. Thanks for watching.